What it do, everyday people, man? We live again now. I don't know how tonight gonna end up, but we gonna leave it in God's hands, okay? Cause I'm late because, like I said, I've been trying to get this internet working. The internet been shutting down since the shutdown. The government ain't gonna let the internet be great again. Make AT&T's internet great again. They gonna have my ass switch to Cox cable internet. They high ass internet. But yeah, I'm about to up my internet. I ain't gonna lie. This is crazy. I need a little bit more internet or something. But anyway, let's get into it, big dog. We got a good video. We got a good live video for y'all tonight. We're gonna talk about several things. We're gonna talk about Donald Trump, Puerto Rico, James Comey, Caroline Leavitt. We're gonna talk about most importantly, the big beautiful ballroom. So I think that is the most important of all, is the big beautiful ballroom. I mean, I think it's a great idea, okay? No, I don't. But anyway, while y'all here, I'll go ahead and get y'all started.
To the protests over the weekend, the No Kings protest on Saturday.
I think it's a joke. I looked at the people. They're not representative of this country. And I looked at all the brand new signs made for, I guess it was paid for by Soros and other radical left lunatics. It looks like it was. We're checking it out. The demonstrations were very small, very ineffective, and the people were whacked out. When you look at those people, those are not representative of the people of our country.
What's your
Yeah, I don't get it when he says that those people are not representative, or those are the people of our country, man. Like, you know, president for one is supposed to be a president for all. But people, you know, what Republicans and MAGA supporters love to say, that's your president, but he's not. He's saying he's not a representation. This is not a representation of America. Do I get tired of watching stuff on Trump? Absolutely not. It's a new thing every day. You know, speaking of, why do I like watching Trump? Well, let's get into it, since you asked.
And I went to Puerto Rico, and I met with the president of the Virgin Islands. And I went to Puerto Rico, and I met with the president of the Virgin Islands.
Mr. President, I just wanted to tell you that I moved here in 1981 from Puerto Rico, and I want you to know that Puerto Rico stands behind you.
That's probably.
And Puerto Rico loves you.
We got hours and hours of this
Very
stuff.
well, and we helped you through a lot of bad storms. You were there when I brought the hospital ship against everyone's advice, and we got it in there and took care of a lot of people. But I think no president's done more for Puerto Rico than I have. So thank you. That's really nice of you to say. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor. And I will tell you, I left Texas, and I left Florida, and I left Louisiana, and I went to Puerto Rico, and I met with the president of the Virgin Islands. These are people that are incredible people. They've suffered gravely.
I told y'all he'd be talking to himself. When he talks to himself, he talks to the president of the Virgin Islands. I guess y'all ain't recognize that.
This is an island surrounded by water, big water, ocean water. This is an island surrounded by water, big water, ocean water.
Do you see why we listen to Trump? Do you see it? I mean, you can't get tired of this when you hear this. You be like, you just have to ask yourself, what is an island? An island is a plot of land surrounded by water. Big water. ocean water. Ah, hold on.
And I will tell you, I left and I went to Puerto Rico and I met with the president of the Virgin Islands. And this is an island surrounded by water, big water, ocean water. This is an island surrounded by... They said death. It was like death.
No, no. Y'all got to listen. This can't be serious. This can't be serious. You know what I'm saying? It's like every day. Remember, he was like, "We're killing them. We're killing the Democrats. We're killing them, and you know what? They're losing. And guess what? We're killing them." Like what? Every day. Sarah Huckabee was the greatest White House press secretary ever. I mean, the lies that rolled off her lips were amazing. 2016 through 2020 was absolutely the greatest time in America. Greatest time. Because you could sit there and just watch the mess every day. It was the greatest soap opera. If you're not in the guiding light, and as the world turns, you definitely was tuned in to the White House press meetings. No one ever watched that stuff prior to Donald Trump, ever. You know. Yeah, we don't have to make this up. Look at it. This is an island surrounded by water, big water, ocean water. They said death. It was like death. And there's nothing about death. Theirs is death because they're going to lose Medicaid. They're going to lose Social Security. They're going to lose Medicare. All of those things are going to be gone because the whole country would be bankrupt and you're not going to have any kind of medical insurance. So with us, it's the opposite. And it's a great bill. We don't need any more. And I want to just say from the beginning, our message has been very simple. We will not be extorted on this crazy plot of theirs. They said death. It was like death. And what does that mean? What does that mean? Somebody please explain. I bet you can't. I bet you can't because I bet he can't.
What else are you going to do to encourage him to get there, or can you explain why you do believe that he wants peace?
Yeah, it's a good question. Today is a very big day in terms of what we're doing. Look, these are tremendous sanctions. These are very big. Those are against their two big oil companies, and we hope that they won't be on for long. We hope that the war will be settled. We just answered having to do with the various forms of missiles and everything else that we're looking at, but we don't think that's going to be necessary. We would like to see them just take the line that has been formed over quite a long period of time and go and let's go home. Last week they had almost 8,000 soldiers killed. Many Russians were killed last week. Many Ukrainians were killed last week. We think it's ridiculous and would like to have it end.
What else are you going to do?
This is after his administration sanctions Russia's two largest oil producers in effort to end the war. A sanction means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But good job.
They killed 300,000 people last year. These drugs coming in. They killed 300,000 Americans last year, and that gives you legal authority. We have a national security, really, I will say this, when you look at the people we're dealing with, and we know them, we know the people coming in, we know the boats, we know everything else, we're allowed to do it. It's in international waters. If we don't do it, we're going to lose hundreds of thousands of people. Now, they'll be coming in by land a little bit more because they're not coming in by boat anymore. There are no boats in the water. There are no more boats. We know the boat.
I wouldn't be in the water either if you blowing up fishermen. She. Hey, if you got a speedboat, don't be out there fishing. And it wasn't even a speedboat. It was actually dead in the water. The engines were blown. But hey, yes, no one's going in the water because you're blowing up fishermen. I wouldn't get in the water either.
Almost immediately. You know, it's pretty unusual when you see somebody with a fishing rod and 5 engines on the back of the boat. You know, you don't need that to go fishing. Wait. And we will hit them very hard when they come in by land. And they haven't experienced that yet, but now we're totally prepared to do that. We have a lot of good people that are working right now that should be, and it's because the Democrats want to try and renegotiate a deal that they had negotiated. They want $1.5 trillion given to illegal immigrants who came into the country, and it's going to hurt the health care of citizens of our country that have been paying into it, that have been working hard for it, that really deserve it. So we're never going to do that. It's not going to happen. And I will tell you, there are a lot of good Democrats that really want to make a deal. And I think all we need is 5 Democrats because we have a great support on the Republican side. So I think we.
It went from 4 Democrats to now 5 Democrats. So that means you lost a Democrat. You're also losing Republicans too at the same time.
We need
so
5 Democrats, and there are a lot of them that want to make a deal. So I think at some point, common sense will prevail. We have a.
Thank you, Mr. President. You have this big terrorist case before the Supreme Court. It's November the 5th.
Yeah.
You suggested that you might actually show up to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I'd like
for
to.
oral
I think
arguments.
it's one of the most important decisions we'll ever have from the Supreme Court. With tariffs, we're a strong, sound country. We're a nationally secure and internationally secure country. We're a very rich country. Without tariffs, it's a slog for this country, a big slog. I think it's one of the most important decisions in the history of the Supreme Court. And I might go there. I really believe I have an obligation to go there.
Your response to people who say that you haven't been transparent enough about this,
I haven't been transparent?
that some of your
Really?
critics feel it should have gone for a
I've
review.
shown this to everybody that would listen. Third-rate reporters didn't see it because they didn't look. You're a third-rate reporter, always have been. So third-rate reporters didn't look, but anybody that asked, these pictures have been in newspapers. They've been all over the place.
Who reads a newspaper? Let me go to the corner market down in town and get me a newspaper, baby. What the hell? This is not 1990.
And, you know, we're very proud of it. It's gotten great reviews. It's gotten really great reviews. So I think we've been more transparent than anybody's ever been.
Why do you believe
Protests over the weekend, the No Kings protests, sir.
I think it's a joke. I looked at the people. They're not representative of this country. And I looked at all the brand new signs paid for, I guess it was paid for by Soros and other radical left lunatics. It looks like it was. We're checking it out. The demonstrations were very small, very ineffective, and the people were whacked out. When you look at those people, those are not representative of the people of our country.
Mr. President, besides San Francisco.
By the way, I'm not a king. I'm not a king. I work my ass off to make our country great. That's all it is. I'm not a king at all. It won't interfere with the current building. It won't be. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite. It's my favorite place. I love it.
It's his favorite place. Meanwhile, he spent no time in the White House in his first term. He spent more time in Mar-a-Lago's golf course than he spent in the White House. Tell me, how is that? And you want to talk about bankrupting America? Do y'all know how much money was spent at Mar-a-Lago in between 2016 and 2020? Y'all don't want to do the math. It'll hurt your heads. It'll hurt your heads. Good Lord.
It doesn't matter what he does. He's not the first president to do this. Barack Obama put in basketball courts.
Basketball courts? Oh my God. Barack Obama. That's how black of a president do you have to be to put basketball courts at the White House? Meanwhile, it was on a tennis court that was not being used because, you know, let's be real. Barry wasn't playing no tennis.
No one cried about that. He's putting in a ballroom. Yes, it's a little weird. The ballroom won't be finished for 4.5 years. So maybe during his third term, he'll have the first inaugural ball. I hope.
His third term? Excuse me? That's not in the Constitution.
To be there. Once they build the ballroom, the best part is all the people that talk trash about it don't get to come to it. So it's gonna be great. So I'll just be I'll be the bell
Well,
of the ball.
but no, because the next Democratic president will invite all of them there. They will.
Oh, Dana, you sweet child.
You live in D.C.
I do.
Have you seen it yet?
I have
This
not.
week?
I have not seen the construction this week, but I am sure it's fantastic.
Okay, you put your...
Many people were surprised that the entire East Wing is being demolished because you had said initially that the ballroom would just touch or would not.
Well,
even touch
certain
it.
areas
What
are being,
happened?
yeah,
Can you tell us what happened?
certain areas are being left. We determined that after really a tremendous amount of study with some of the best architects in the world, we determined that really knocking it down, trying to use a little section. You know, the East Wing was not much. There was not much left from the original. It was over the course of 100 years, it was changed, the columns were removed, and it was a much different building. Then a story was added on in 1948, 1949. There was a story added on, which was not particularly nice. And the building was very, very much changed from what it was originally. It was never thought of.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the White House. I mean, black people built it, so we should have a say in, you know, at least hire black construction workers. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we built the first White House, we should be getting the first contracts to build the rest of
It
them.
was a very small building, and rather than allowing that to hurt a very expensive, beautiful building that, frankly, they've been after for years. You have that. I brought these along so people could see, but it's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including meetings of foreign leaders, including the honoring of foreign leaders. You can see this. This is a plan. If it's got tables so that you honor a foreign leader, we have a proper space. Right now, we have a space that with tables holds about 79 people. And this is a proper kind of a thing. Now, what the White House was doing, as you know, is they were putting tents out on the lawn. This is an interior shot of the ballroom. I think there'll be nothing like it. And it's being paid for 100% by me and some friends of mine, donors to it. The government's paying absolutely nothing. We're also working.
Do you believe the government is paying absolutely nothing? Absolutely nothing? So we are letting private investors invest in the White House, now a government facility. When has that ever been done? Maybe in dictatorships, but never in a democracy.
With the military on it because they want to make.
But wait, Donald Trump donates his entire paycheck to feed the children.
Make sure everything's perfect, and the military is very much involved in this. They want to make sure everything is absolutely beautiful. You can see the kind of interiors that we're talking about. That's an interior of the ballroom, and it's the highest level. And you see it goes beautifully with the White House. I mean, the mix is beautiful. Nobody's actually seen anything quite like it. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including this is going.
$300 million. Does this come out of? You know, he just gave $20 billion to Argentina. Now he putting $300 million of his own plus donor money. It's people willing to give up $20 million for this White House so they can say that I invested in the White House. It must be nice.
Going to be probably the finest ballroom ever built, and we're doing it no cost to the country.
The demolition of the White House East Wing is underway to make way for President Trump's ballroom. It's understandably caused a lot of controversy, but the president is not the first one to make renovations to this building. In a lot of ways, the White House has been a constant work in progress.
Over the years, many presidents have made changes. This obviously would be the biggest change.
In the 19th century, this used to be a glass conservatory. Abraham Lincoln actually grew lemons inside of it. But in 1902, Teddy Roosevelt tore that down and built the West Wing instead. That's where the president and his staff have their offices. That's when the East Wing was built as well. So fast forward a few decades, FDR built an indoor swimming pool to help out with his polio. Eventually, they built the White House briefing room on top of it. A few years later, the executive mansion, which is where the president actually lives, was at risk of imminent collapse. So Harry Truman did a renovation, complete gut job. He also added the Truman balcony out on the south portico. Presidents have made all kinds of additions to the White House. Gerald Ford added a swimming pool out on the south grounds. Barack Obama expanded the basketball court. President Trump, in his first term, added a tennis pavilion. And of course, this time around, he's added all kinds of gold trimmings to the Oval Office. He's paved over the Rose Garden. He added a row of presidential portraits on the
Paved over the Rose Garden. No more Easter egg hunts for the kids. How do you pave over the only garden on the damn property? You know, it's just pavement. That's some redneck shit. Like, I don't want to cut my grass. Just put some concrete over it. Like, come on, man. This is supposed to be the White House.
West Colonnade. Those projects obviously much smaller in comparison to the 90,000 square foot ballroom that the president is now putting up where the East Wing used to be. The East Wing is where the First Lady used to have her offices, the White House calligraphy.
The First Lady? When has the First Lady ever been in her office? Where is the First Lady? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, a.k.a. Melania Trump? I ain't seen her in ages. She didn't even show up for Charlie Kirk's the Medal of Freedom thing that Melania put together for Charlie Kirk's memorial at the White House. She didn't even show up. She non-existent. Is she okay? Somebody send some distress signals to Melania Trump.
For
She's
certain
missing.
military.
She's missing. She was on TV last week. That was AI. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I've scoured the internet for updated pictures of Melania. I haven't seen one. There's not one picture of Melania out there. No, I mean, there's some scantily clad pictures of Melania, but not nothing new. Y'all ain't seen her coming. I ain't seen her in the White House. And when last time you seen Melania in the White House? When the last time you seen Melania?
All of them have been relocated to other parts of the White House complex. You know, preservationists have said that this needs to go through a public approval process, but it's pretty clear President Trump is in a hurry to have it done.
Why would you need public approval when you got a king? Make a ballroom fit for a king. That's what he should. If he just came on TV and said that, it'll make sense. And I wouldn't even contest it. I'd be like, all right, you making perfectly sense now. I never knew.
It's disgraceful.
It's going to be beautiful when it's done.
It's sacred ground. Came down here to try to look for myself. It's a desecration, really, I think. I don't know that anybody particularly wants a big ballroom, even for those people who did want it. The promise was that the White House wasn't going to be touched, and here we are.
I figured I'd walk down here and see what was going on. I was glad to see that.
Cry your liberal tears. They are tearing down the White House.
The upgrade with the building, and you know it's so funny they're saying how Trump's destroying everything. Go back through history, all the different presidents. Truman gutted the place. Roosevelt made the West Wing. Nixon had his bowling alley. JFK had a swimming pool. So, you know, he's adding his touch.
Renovations are always have to be made, yeah. I agree with that, you know, but the timing of it, you know, I mean, when so many people, myself included, I'm retired, I depend on Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, and all that, you know, and something like this, sending money to other countries, you know, cutting aid, you know, what happened to America first? I just think that this is a mistake, and I don't think there's ever going to be something for nothing.
You got to build it for a president, so I think it's going to be a pretty good job.
I mean, you got so many people hurting, you know, and you got time to dance and celebrate. You know, so many people say it's hurting. You know, that's kind of backwards. It's disgraceful.
Well, no time is ever a good time to spend $300 million of his own money to this ballroom for whatever reason. He's spending his own money when you have the whole Federal Reserve at your fingertips. But there will be no time. I know there's been plans for this ballroom for months and months and months. This is not nothing new. He had these plans before he even got in office. So the fact that it's going down, but then you have a government shutdown, but the construction continues because it's paid by private investors and Donald Trump himself. So there you have it. Now, I don't think Donald Trump's portion will get paid. See, Donald Trump said, it's gonna cost $300 million, but the cost is gonna cost $230 million according to sources. They say $230 million, but Donald Trump is saying $300 million. Who's pocketing that other $70 million? I can tell you who.
As it becomes clear that virtually the entire East Wing is coming down, White House officials are fielding a lot of questions about when exactly they decided to do this and what procedures, if any, they had to go through in order to get approval. We've gotten a new statement from a White House official about this morning saying that, quote, the scope and size of the project has always been subject to vary as the process developed. That's a reference to the fact that President Trump said back in July that his plans to build a big ballroom wouldn't affect the East Wing at all because those two buildings weren't actually going to be touching one another. It does now sound like the configuration for that ballroom has changed a little bit because when I asked a White House official today why so much of the East Wing now has to come down, he said to me, well, have you seen the plans for the ballroom? This is a 90,000 square foot building after all, so it's not that easy to squeeze it in between the White House and the Treasury Department across the street. The president is insisting that the East Wing, which is home to the First Lady's offices, to the White House military offices, a few other offices, he says it's going to be built back bigger and better than ever. And a White House official is now telling CBS News that they do plan to submit updated plans for the new ballroom to the National Capital Planning Commission, quote, at the appropriate time, and they're hoping to do so soon. As it becomes clear that
Yeah, please. Please, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. President, can you talk about your plans for the new ballroom that was announced today?
Yeah.
The $200 million, that's going to be paid for by yourself?
By me, yeah.
Private donations?
It's a private thing, yeah. I'll do it, and we'll probably have some donors or whatever, but it's about $200 million. So we've been planning it for a long time. They've wanted a ballroom at the White House.
They ain't gonna get paid. They ain't gonna get paid. Donald Trump is known for not paying people, not paying construction workers, not paying to get jobs done. And then he's gonna file bankruptcy, and then those construction workers won't get paid. It happens. It's happened many times with Donald Trump. But
House for more than 150 years, but there's never been a president that was good at ballrooms. I'm really good. In fact, I looked at one that we just built in Turnberry in Scotland, and it's incredible. We're good at building. I'm good at building things, and we'll get it built quickly and on time. It'll be beautiful, top of the line. We've retained the best architects and engineers, everything else. It'll be built over on the east side, and it will be beautiful. It'll be views of the Washington Monument. It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite place. I love it. And yeah.
You know, you cannot help but wonder if President Donald Trump didn't wait until after this weekend's massive No Kings protests. You can't help but wonder if he didn't wait until these protests were already done before today he started literally physically tearing down the White House. This is not AI. That is a real thing. I mean, the No King's Day protests saw 7 million Americans turning out in the streets, coast to coast, protesting against him this weekend. Imagine how many millions more there might have been if we had seen these images.
Yeah, Donald Trump said those protests did nothing. We're going to see. Those protests, all they did was send a message. But now you got to put the action in. So Donald Trump don't care about them protesters. You can protest all you want. Matter of fact, he wanted protesters to get violent so he'll have something to talk about. But he's more upset that protesters didn't get violent than the fact that they went out there and protest. He don't give a damn that they was out there protesting. Man, y'all talking to Trump. Teflon Don.
On Friday, instead of him starting to do this today. Trump literally today sent a rental backhoe to physically rip down the East Wing of the White House. Okay. He's already paved the Rose Garden. Literally, he paved it. That's the Rose Garden, except, oh no, it's a patio at a Panera in a strip mall. He paved the Rose Garden. He took up parts of the White House lawn to put up huge flagpoles so he could fly novelty-size American flags over the White House to make it look like it's an RV dealership that's going out of business. He hung...
Not an RV dealership. Wait, let's look at this.
Took up parts of the White House Rose Garden, except, oh no.
Look at this. This looks like a hotel outside of what do they call? Outside of a timeshare hotel in Orlando, Florida. This looks hideous. Absolutely hideous. Who picked those umbrellas? Melania? Oh my gosh, she has the worst taste in the world. Like Christmas a couple years ago. Do y'all remember the red trees? The red trees were absolutely beautiful. It looked like Elmo was driving a Venezuela drug boat and got blew up and splattered all over the trees. It was absolutely horrible.
It's a patio at a Panera in a strip mall. He paved the Rose Garden. He took up parts of the White House lawn to put up huge flagpoles so he could fly novelty-size American flags over the White House to make it look like it's an RV dealership that's going out of business. He hung...
Yep.
You know, you cannot help...
What the fuck did he hang? Anyway, while that loads, he hung some cheap chandeliers.
He took up parts of the White House lawn to put up huge flagpoles so he could fly novelty-size American flags over the White House to make it look like it's an RV dealership that's going out of business. He hung cheap gold decorations all over the Oval Office, just random little gold gewgaws to make it...
Yo. This looks like a 1980s brothel. What this is? Oh, gold fit for a king. But he's no king, right?
It looked like a Hilton Hotel banquet room in 1992 before the renovation. He tried to give away Eisenhower's sword as like a hostess gift to a foreign head of state. The head of the Eisenhower Presidential Library resigned in protest and said he wouldn't do it. Right? So this is how the man is treating the legacy, the physical legacy of the presidency of the United States. So maybe we should have seen it coming, right? Especially after he promised everybody this summer that to build this new ballroom he wants for himself. He promised this summer overtly that the construction of the new ballroom wouldn't affect anything else at the White House. He said everything else would be left.
So what? He lied. This ain't the first lie. This ain't the second lie. It ain't the 50th lie. Okay? He lied. And guess what? The walls is coming down. Okay? The walls of Jericho is coming down. What are you going to do, Democrats? Hold out your vote? Oh my gosh. You've been doing that for what? 18 days now.
Intact. It, quote, won't interfere with the current building. As soon as he said that, we should have imagined him rolling the backhoes up to the White House to start literally ripping it down, which is what happened today. We should have known, but still nothing can quite prepare you for the sight of him actually doing it. Absolutely.
She sounded like she about to cry. Liberal tears. What he say? What somebody said? Stay hydrated, because you're gonna cry. Oh my God, this is. I think it's blown out of proportion. Who gives a shit? He's spending his own money. Let him do it. I mean, he's spending donors' money, and I think he'll pocket his. But yeah, he's definitely spending his own money. This is private paid for the government. What a sweet deal. Like, could you imagine you going to McDonald's and then somebody tells you, hey, that person ahead of you bought your food? Like, what? They bought my food? Oh, awesome. You go. You can get free food. That's what it's like. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing. Surprise! Donald Trump is literally destroying the people's house because apparently he thinks it's his house and not ours, and I'm guessing he has no intention of moving out of it ever.
Donald Trump is never leaving the White House. Hail King Trump, says MAGA Mike.
I brought these along so people could see, but it's, there's a relative, nobody's actually seen anything quite like it. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including...
In June, he said it was $200 million. Now it's October, and it's up to $300 million. But like last week, it was $230 million. So I don't know where this $70 million gap has went through, but I'm guessing that he's trying to inflate the price so he can pay less and his donors will pay more. Hey.
Including meetings of foreign...
The art of the deal. He's still at it.
Leaders, including the honoring of foreign leaders. You can see this.
Including President, or who's the president, Netanyahu of Israel. Yeah, he's definitely getting honored in there.
This is a plan, if it's got tables so that you honor a foreign leader. We have a proper space. Right now, we have a space that with tables holds about 79 people. And this is a proper kind of a thing. Now, what the White House was doing, as you know, is they were putting tents out on the lawn. This is an interior shot of the ballroom. I think there'll be nothing like it. And it's being paid for 100% by me and some friends of mine, donors to it. The government's paying absolutely nothing. We're also working with the military on it because they want to make sure everything's perfect. And the military is very much involved in this. They want to make sure everything is absolutely beautiful. You can see the kind of interiors that we're talking about. That's an interior of the ballroom. And it's the highest level. And you see it goes beautifully with the White House. I mean, the mix is beautiful.
Well, it's going up, fellas. It's going up. Looks like we'll be taking a trip down to the White House.
If I do this again, I'm going to get a ballroom built, and we're putting up our own money. With the government is paying for nothing. You probably hear the beautiful sound of construction to the back. You hear that sound? Oh, that's music to my ears. I love that sound. Other people don't like it. I love it, Josh. I think when I hear that sound, it reminds me of money. In this case, it reminds me of lack of money because I'm paying for it. So it's the opposite. But it's
see, he let it slip. He let it slip. He about to get paid, dog. Donors, how much you want to donate? Boy, he probably got it on his website. Donate to the Trump Ballroom. What is he going to call it? The Trump's Freedom Room? Something like that, of that nature. You know, it's going to say Trump something. Trump something. That's why he's doing it. And he's making it so big that it's not like the swimming pool that they covered up and now is the press room. It's not like that. It's so massive that you can't do nothing but use it. And it's always going to be the Trump room. This man cares nothing about the American people. He cares about himself and what his legacy will be to America. He has to be in the White House. He has to be in history books. He has to start a war. He has to bankrupt the country. I don't think we'll ever get out of debt. But he has to have his name on everything. If his name is not on it, he don't want it. He don't want nothing in it. He made a hall for the presidents. Everybody got a 8x10 shot. Not a big, his picture's probably like this big. Everybody else got a little 8x10 hanging on the wall. In gold. You know? Just classy.
But it's going to be one of the most beautiful ballrooms anywhere in the world. I said, if I do this again, I'm going to get a ballroom built, and we're putting up our own money with the government is paying for nothing. You probably hear the beautiful sound of construction to the back. You hear that sound? Oh.
Oh. Did anybody go get gas the other night? I told y'all didn't listen. You should have went and got some gas. Now gas last week was $2.19 for ethanol E10. It was $2.19. Today it was $2.49. So 29, 39, 40, 30 cents in 2 days. 30 cents. 30 cents in 2 days. But so if you didn't go get gas 2 nights ago, like I told y'all, before they started bombing the Venezuelan boats, then you would have got cheap gas. But after that, it's a wrap. Expect gas prices to hit $3 soon. Well, here it's gonna hit $3 soon. It's probably $3 wherever y'all at. I guarantee you. And y'all be like, it's high already here. Yeah, we know that. Okay, nobody told you to live there. Y'all want to live in Needles, Arizona? What is it? Needles, Nevada. They got the highest gas prices in the country. In the country.
$250 million is being spent on a huge ballroom in the White House, being built in the distance behind me. But where's the money coming from? President Trump said he'll cover a lot himself, but some wealthy donors are reportedly willing to give $20 million or more. A recent White House dinner for potential donors included executives from companies like Microsoft, Google, OpenAI, Amazon, Lockheed Martin, and even NFL owners. But aside from YouTube, which is paying $22 million as part of a settlement, no official list of contributors has been published. The White House says the
he about to use YouTube's money to build this ballroom. He like, oh, I got an extra 20 I can put on it. I'm gonna keep 2 though. I'm gonna keep 2, but I'm gonna put that 20 on it. Come on, man. You know what? Guess what? It's a tax write-off. It's a $20 million donation to the White House ballroom, and y'all wonder why Donald Trump don't pay no taxes. Y'all wonder why he don't pay no taxes. Because he like, shit, I'm going to be here anyway. Trump 2028, baby. America.
Ballroom is needed for state events and for future administrations. But critics worry it could turn into a pay-to-play hotspot.
The government's paying absolutely nothing. We're also working with the military on it because they want to make sure everything's perfect, and the military is very much involved in this. They want to make sure everything is absolutely beautiful. You can see so over the years, many presidents have made changes. This went out on the lawn, and it would rain, and it was a disaster, including the king and the queen from your events where they had, as an example, President Xi, or they had, a leader of one of the countries, including the king and the queen from your favorite country. Absolutely. Frankly. But where they'd be honored, and there'd be in a tent out on the lawn, and it would rain, and it was a disaster. Brian's shaking his head. You know what I'm talking about. And so I thought I'd bring this out because this is going to be probably the finest ballroom ever built, and we're doing it no cost to the country. It's being the money's being put in by me and donors, very great patriots, actually. And the spirit on the building of it is amazing. We are using little sections of footings and various other things, but that's sort of irrelevant. In order to do it properly, we had to take down the existing structure. The way it was shown, it looked like we were touching the White House. We don't touch the White House. That's a bridge, a glass bridge going from the White House to the ballroom. Then you get into the lobby of the ballroom, and then you go into the magnificent, the main room. And it's something.
Oh, there he explained it. It's still not touching the main structure of the White House. You just gotta, to build it properly, because you don't want to have like, uneven walls and things of that nature. So you want it all to blend in. They had to take down that structure. But it's still not touching the White House, man. See, y'all don't listen enough to the lies, man. Y'all be trying to get to the truth, and you don't listen enough to the lies.
Thing that has gotten incredible reviews.
And just quickly following up on that, sir. I just want a quick follow up on that question. Your response to people who say that you haven't been transparent enough about this.
I haven't been transparent?
That's some of your critics feel it should have gone for
I've shown this to everybody that would listen. Third-rate reporters didn't see it because they didn't look. You're a third-rate reporter, always have been. So third-rate reporters didn't look, but anybody that asked, these pictures have been in newspapers. They've been all over the place.
Facts. Nobody reads a freaking newspaper. And why did Trump just insult him like that? Like, dude, in front of everybody? And he can't say nothing back, because what you gonna say back to the president? He might get kicked. Put his ass out. He's not allowed back in here. But you gonna call me a third grader? That's crazy. What are we, in third grade? You know what I'm saying?
The Democrats are upset because Trump is so unconstrained, and he's so ambitious, and he's wielding executive power so confidently. And none of their presidents ever did, and nothing they can do can check his power. The Democrats are upset because Trump is so unconstrained, and he's so...
There was one nit you picked that really felt off-brand.
The crowd, made largely up of what many are saying are gray hairs, boomers. A bunch of boomers.
A lot of older, angry white boomers.
It's a sea of white people. It's all old white people. Extra, extra. Extra, extra. Read all about it. This country has too many angry old white people. Says, hold on, Fox News. Fox News says, why are old white people so angry?
I can tell you why. MAGA Mike can tell you why white people are angry. Cause they get too much sun and they start to burn. And when you get too much sun, you turn black and you get angry because blacks are angry. So that's what happens why white people are angry.
Fox News, mad that there are so many old white people in America. I don't think Fox News is mad. I think they're jealous. To be fair to Fox News, they're kind of right to be dismissive. I mean, imagine a bunch of old white people in costumes angrily protesting the direction and overreach of an ever-encroaching federal government. I mean, preposterous. That's in no way a movement that could sweep the midterms and then be harnessed by a charismatic demagogue to remake an entire political party. I mean, it's laughable.
I mean, dressed as Confederate soldiers when Obama was president is crazy. But coming to a protest dressed as a chicken and a dinosaur and one of those wavy things is even wilder. I ain't gonna lie, like that shit was wild. Like, I don't get it. And then I seen somebody was dressed up as Buc-ee's, like Buc-ee's, the gas station Buc-ee's. Yo, I don't know what was. I don't know what that was about. And I tried to Google it and try to see. But there's just people on Reddit that just decided we're going to show up to the No Kings protest. And so there was no real significance to why people were dressed up and blow up animals. Like, they just wanted to make a mockery of the whole situation. And I don't get it. So that's why it can't be taken seriously, you know? I mean, you could take the cause serious. Of course the cause is serious. But, you know.
Do you think Democrats were just getting together, blow off some steam, or will they be able to turn this into some sort of mobilization, registration of voters, something with longer-term impact?
We'll see. I know my mom was there.
Really?
Can you believe my mom was there?
Which one? New York? Boston?
In
Which
Long
mom?
Island. It's like sometimes I think I was adopted.
Do you think Democrats were just getting together, blow off?
Why is everyone here so old? I'm just wondering, like, where's all the young?
I work for the Board of Elections, and that's all you see.
Why is that? Where's all the young people? I counter-protested a couple weeks ago. There was one of that rat person, Charlie Kirk. I went and counter-protested there, and everyone there was so young. They were so young, a lot of beautiful people. And then I come here, and I went to another ones, and everyone's just old.
Don't say that line.
Why is that? I'm just wondering, why is it all the old people are at these, and all the young, beautiful people are at his? Why is that?
He did better, whatever.
He did better. We got to figure out what he was doing.
Well, the way he did everything on the internet and, you know.
So we got to get on. Oh, so we got to get on the internet.
Well, you got to get on social media.
Okay, so
Democrats have always been lackluster.
Lackluster on the social medias. I'm
going
to start an account today and tell more attractive people to come to these.
Well, you don't need
We need better looking women at these. Not that, of course, you women are beautiful.
Nah, yeah.
No, you guys are beautiful.
It's like the Democrats' message on social media is non-existent. Non-existent. You know what? If Trump puts out an AI video of me, I'm just getting my team together. Give me the next AI video and put it out immediately. Like, what? I mean, yes, it's gonna look crazy. Yes, it's gonna look childish. But I mean, what you doing right now ain't working, Democrats.
In one word, I would describe the Democratic Party as spineless.
Weak. Cowardice.
Disappointing.
Shameful.
Crying.
Useless.
Awesome. Weak.
Incompetent.
Let down. Spineless.
The Democratic Party, in one word, lost.
In one word, I would describe the Democratic.
Well, we're seeing what's happening. First of all, we're understanding that the immigrants aren't the criminals. If you look at the statistics, most of the crimes that are committed in this country are by white people, that non-immigrants.
What? That wasn't in Charlie Kirk's debates. Somebody Google that. Somebody Google that. Do white people commit more crimes? I think they do. But when you look at the statistics per capita versus black people in crime versus their per capita versus white people's per capita in crime, overall it seems like black people would commit more crime because it's a higher per capita versus white people. It's more crime, but they're also way more people. So it makes it seem like it's less crime. But either way, crime is crime. I don't care if you're white or black. Some of the crimes are frivolous now. When you talk about violent crimes versus sex crimes, well, we know who takes the cake on both of those, okay? We know who takes the cake on violent crimes versus who takes the cake on sex crimes against women and children. I'm going to just reframe that. And then y'all do the Googles and all that, and they'll be like, he's telling a lie. Okay, whatever. Lie to yourselves.
We're out here at the No Kings protest, and we're asking all the important questions.
Such as, if Trump was elected, how exactly is he a king?
Because he is trying to take control of everything. Like, his checks and balances are not working, so he is just trying to completely disregard the Constitution.
I don't know. I feel like amendments have been kind of overcome, like in a way that they're not supposed to be.
Yeah, which amendment specifically?
The whole
first one?
yeah, the first one.
Trying to take away our
freedom of protesting.
I would say that it's because even though he was elected, I agree, due process, he got what he got elected fairly, sure, but he's doing things that make him a king, like he's taking away, civil rights.
That's a great question. I don't particularly think he's a king, it's how people are viewing him as.
Actively switching the levers of power in order to subvert elections.
And what does that mean?
Things such as trouble coming up with words.
We're out here at the No Kings protest and we're asking.
So basically they had nothing. This was 90% of the protesters. They were just out there. Like, I get it. Everybody understands why we out there, but nobody knows why we out there. Like, we understand that Trump is acting like a king, but we don't know exactly how he's acting like a king. But we know he's acting like a king. Thank you for following on Twitch, Empire Oops. I appreciate your support.
Things have been done that put your freedom at risk?
Like a lot of things.
Can you give me one?
I can't think of one right now.
All right. What kind of things have been done that put your freedom at risk?
Man, everything, man.
Can you name one example? Things have been done that put your freedom at risk?
Like a lot of things.
Can you give me one?
I can't think of one right now.
All right. What kind of things have been done that put your freedom at risk?
Man, everything, man.
Can you name?
See? They know why they there. I mean, they understand why they there. They just don't know why they there. And see, this is what I don't understand. This is why our messaging is so jacked up. The Democrats' messaging is so fucked up because they not sitting there telling them what they need to say. So if Republicans go anywhere, or MAGA for that matter, all they have to say is they're trying to give health care to illegals. They're trying to have open borders. They want to give millions of dollars to LGBTQ in Uganda and all this stuff. They have talking points. The messaging is out there. These people are not getting the message from Democrats. And I don't get it. And then you wonder why we can't get it together. The whole party is in shambles because the messaging is not out there, or they're not putting it out there. You gotta come to shows like mine to get the message. You come here, you get the message of what we fighting for, and why the healthcare is so important, and where the healthcare loophole came from. That's why you come here. You go there. I don't know why you go there, but stay away from No Kings protest if you don't know what you're talking about, or if you don't have a message, because you got people like Crime Stories with Jason will go up there and try to nail you to a cross because you don't know why you're there, but you understand why you're there, because it's easy to understand what's happening in this country, but we don't know why it's happening.
Do you think Democrats were just getting together, blow off some steam, or will they be able to turn this into some sort of mobilization, registration of voters, something with longer-term impact?
We'll see. I know my mom was there.
Really?
Can you believe my mom was there?
Which one? New York? Boston?
In Long Island.
Long Island.
It's like sometimes I think I was adopted. And you go into these rallies and you interview these people, they have no idea where they're there. I mean, some of them do, like my mom knew. But if you stick a mic in front of their face, they have no clue. They're just kind of walking around. And then sometimes you talk to one of them and they're like, yeah, I hope Trump dies. It's like, oh, my God, these people are nuts. Tonight, 8 o'clock, we have Undercover at the No Kings protest. We mic'd up my mother.
Wow. Really?
It's all dark. Why? Because what the Democrats have accomplished.
All right, so yeah, that's all on the government shutdown. I mean, not the government, the No Kings protest. Like, it's we gotta do better, dog. We gotta do better. I mean, when I got on here to talk about politics, I had an idea of what I wanted to talk about, but then I was like, well, I better, get a lot of point of views and get know where to find some facts. And people be like, why do you get your facts from social media? Because that's where it's at. That's where it's at, people. Who's watching the news? Remember Trump for decades, coming up to today, has screamed fake news, fake news, fake news. But yet we got every media outlet. We got content creators out here. Everybody's doing the work to put the message out there. You get it from social media. You don't get it from Fox News or CNN, who are no longer allowed in the White House. You know why the messages have been dry as hell lately? Because they're not in the White House, and they're only getting what the White House puts out. So yesterday, we went through a bunch of clips. I don't know if y'all paid attention, but every one of them had the same talking points about what's going on in the White House, because that's what the White House allowed to reach the public. And once it was able to reach the press, then that's what they came up with. They started talking about their own stuff or how they feel about it, not the facts. They told us how they feel about it. They didn't tell us one factual thing about anything.
Accomplished in 9.5 months is a government shutdown. A couple other things sort of related to that. They have made a lot of TikTok videos. We give them credit for that. They've also assaulted law enforcement officers. One of them's on trial for that. They've openly embraced and rallied with communists and socialists, most recently across the country on Saturday. They voted to raise taxes on millions of hardworking Americans at the worst possible time. They have voted against reducing fraud, waste, and abuse in government.
He says they voted to raise taxes as if the Republicans didn't vote on that either. He hit you with the bait and switch on that one. Like, all y'all got to vote on that. But it was probably something in that bill that it was probably bipartisan. So they had to give a little to get a little. But he's making it seem, they voted for that. That wasn't our idea, but we voted for it too, but they did. They are for you guys. How are they for you when they voted for this bill to raise your taxes? They're not for you. That's what that is. But really, he's the crook.
And they have now voted, collectively, Democrats in Congress have voted 12 times to keep the government closed down. It's all dark.
What are your biggest challenges right now?
Groceries. Eggs aren't getting any cheaper. I have a 21-year-old son. My daughter's pregnant, and milk is $4, $5 a gallon, and it's just eating is the hardest part. It's almost becoming cheaper to eat out.
The eggs went from $2 to $9. I'm like, okay, when did we get here?
That's the only downside right now is nobody to pay more to get more groceries.
I mean, they're going up, but
What are you?
Yeah, man. I went to the grocery store today, and I got some fried chicken from the grocery store because Cash Saver got some good fried chicken, and they got some good fried fish. But I didn't want no fried fish today, so I got chicken. It was like $12.99 for an 8-piece. So that's the cost of not cooking, right? For a cup, it's just two of us here right now, and I bought some mashed potatoes already cooked, like in the fridge aisle, and that was like $3.50, and I was like, that's the cost of having not to cook and not buying a sack of potatoes that I have to peel the skin, then boil for 30-40 minutes, then mash it up, put my own butter in. So you kind of, all right, whatever, $3.50, not a bad price. Then I go to the gravy. I'm like, I go get some gravy, might be $1, $2. Hell no, it was $4 for a little can of gravy. I'm like, $4? But I could get the packet of gravy for 50 cents and sit there and stir. And I was like, man, do I want to stir or do I just want to microwave it? So I paid the $4 and got the gravy. And guess what? It was nasty. It was absolutely nasty. So it was a waste of some gravy. But anywho, everything else in the look, they ain't even have okra in the. I ain't seen okra in the grocery store in like hell, who knows when. But okay, so like last week I went and made lasagna for last Sunday. And like I said, I spent $44 on just the food to make. I still got some lasagna. I got like one row left. And that's probably gonna be lunch tomorrow. Cause I can't afford to eat out because I just bought food today and I can't afford to eat out. But yeah, I go in. I just get the essentials. Butter, bread. I don't drink milk. I get a couple sodas. I get a pack of water. I bought peanut butter and jelly for the first time probably since prison. I was like, I'm so poor. I got to resort back to eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. This is fucking ridiculous. The prices is so high. Okay? Noodles, ramen noodles, yo. I said, baby, we gonna be eating popcorn every night for the next. If food prices keep rising, we gonna be eating popcorn. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be making tuna sandwiches. We gonna have tuna sandwiches. We gonna have tuna patties. We gonna have tuna tetrazzini. Tuna all week long. Just tuna. Telling you. Who knows if it's even tuna at this point? Who knows? It's so fucking gross. Everything is high, dog. Everything is high. We struggling. Yep. This is the time this is the time that everybody's gonna be making a turkey, and all your kids who hate to eat turkey for leftovers, guess what? For the next 6 weeks through Christmas, we're gonna be eating turkey. First is turkey dinner with sweet potatoes or yams or whatever you cook, yams and collard greens and stuffing and giblet gravy. And do y'all eat giblet gravy or do y'all get the store-bought gravy? Whatever, that don't matter. Make some giblet gravy. And then y'all gonna be eating on that for like 3 days, right? And then your daddy gonna take all that turkey, slice it up and make turkey salad. He gonna make a turkey casserole with rice and broccoli. Kids gonna be sick of turkey. But at this point in time, cause like we ain't got our stamps, look, my job gonna give us a turkey. My mama job gonna give her a turkey. I hope my kids' school give us a turkey. We gonna go to the local radio station where they giving away a turkey. Anywhere I could get a free turkey, I'm gonna get one. Let me give y'all a hint. Stop buying them damn raw turkeys. Go get you a pre-smoked turkey. Season that bad baby. Wrap it up in foil. Let that bad baby cook for about 3 hours on the smoker, like on low and slow. And then unwrap that broad and then let the smoke hit it. And yeah, this is the best. Stop making them raw turkeys. This shit is trash. It be dry in like a day. Get you a pre-smoked turkey and surprise the family. Be like, yeah, I cooked this. They're gonna be like, oh my God, it was so bomb. I'll be like, yeah, I know, because I do it every year, and they still think I make the best turkeys. I'm like, just because I got a turkey leg truck don't mean I'm out here sitting over the goddamn but my friends, they bring out their turkeys here and I throw it on my grill. Cause I cook about like 10 turkeys or more on Thanksgiving. Cause I got a big ass grill. So yeah, man, it's going down. Turkey for everybody for about the next 6 weeks, okay? Trust me. Y'all go, but remember, mark my words. When y'all broke asses is sitting there eating a turkey sandwich, watching me, be like, he wasn't lying. I'm still eating this turkey for days because we ain't got the money, man. You can't be just throwing them. And turkeys is sky high. Have y'all looked at the price of turkeys? Whew. I ain't ready. Just go ahead and buy a pre-smoked turkey. It'll be like $10 more. So the turkeys is already $25. So you're going to spend like $35, $40 on a pre-smoked turkey. Man, go ahead and get that pre-smoked turkey. Lather that bitch up with seasoning and butter and stuff like that. And soak it. You ain't got to put your turkey in no salt water for 2 days and shit like that and all that nonsense. You ain't got to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Just take it out the deal, wash it off, and But the pre-smoked turkeys don't come with the turkey neck and the heart and stuff like that. So, you got to get that on. You got to get that from another turkey. So you might have to buy a raw turkey or just find some place that sells turkey necks and hearts and shit, and make you some giblet gravy. I didn't know that was liver and stuff like that. I thought it was just whatever, something in the giblet gravy, and then I found out it was turkey liver and heart and neck, and I was just like, I've been bamboozled. But it's so good. It's so good. Anyway, everyday people, take y'all black asses to bed. And I won't tell anybody that y'all gonna be eating on turkey and tuna fish for the next 6 months, because the government gonna be shut down. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all done got spiritual in the chat. Y'all need, all right, that's a door y'all don't want to open, okay? Let people believe in who they believe in, okay? As long as they believe in something and they not out here blowing up shit, okay? As long as they putting their best foot forward and helping others, whether you believe in God, Jehovah, or Buddha or whoever, but as long as you out here taking care of your kids, taking care of your family, it don't matter what you believe in. As long as you happy. You might go to hell, but as long as you happy. Man, I will crack a can of tuna in a minute. I eat tuna at Subway all the time, I ain't gonna lie. I be fucking it up. I'm actually losing weight again. So I stopped drinking. Y'all didn't know that. And I'm losing weight again. I'm unbigging my back. Y'all ain't heard that in a minute, have y'all? Yeah. We all richer because of Trump. Okay, yeah. We make more money. You damn right. And guess what? It don't even make it to my wallet. It go from my bank account to the energy people, from my bank account to my gas tank. It don't never make it to me. By the time my paycheck make it to me, it be like 39 cents. But I'm richer though. You know what? As long as you happy and you got God and you got family, you gonna always be rich. You gonna always be rich. Even as long as you got love, you gonna be rich. Let's start here, all right here. If you got love, you gonna always be rich. Okay? Start there. If you got a mind, if you woke up this morning with God on your mind, you're going to always be rich, my brother. Follow me on Twitch, everydaypj. Okay? Who needs God when you got a king like Trump? My brother, if that makes you happy, you're going to always be rich, my brother. Y'all just talking.